It's coming. FM23 is on the way. So we need to decide what we're going to do, right? So I'm going to give you 5 different types of save ideas you might not have thought about before. Good morning, afternoon, evening. How's it going? Now, we've all heard of different save types, such as journeyman or the one club save. I love those type of saves. But today I'm going to take you on 5 different ones that you might not have thought of or even heard of. FM23 is coming, so let's not hang around. Let's get to it right now. That's right, the first one is the City Football Group. Now, City, the guys behind it, are creating a bit of an empire, but what it does for us in FM means we've got a load of options to have a really cool save here. A little overshot of their teams right there. You can see how many clubs that are now involved in the City Group, so that opens up a big save. Now, in a strange way, this can lead to a remix of a journeyman save, because if we look at this graphic, this football group is vast. It's worldwide, so you're going to have basically a worldwide journeyman, but you're going to be picking your club very specifically around Asia, through South America, into North America, and you're getting into Europe and the big boys as well. So we have the clubs. Now, what's the structure? Now, it's entirely up to you. You could start at City if you like, get that title win, get your reputation up, and then you'd have the pick of the jobs as they come up. Alternatively, you could load them up one at a time. But the goal is to win a league title in every different club of the City Group. It's a boomer. It's going to take you season after season, especially when you get there in France. Good luck. So to make this work, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either start up high with City, win something big, Premier League, and then work your way down having your pick of jobs. If you want to start a bit lower, you could add a few leagues in, maybe the Asian ones, so you're not overloading your computer, win that league, and then start adding leagues each season as you go. Entirely up to you. Personally, I'd probably do bottom to top. It's a bit more satisfying. And when you get to the zenith, to City, how many seasons is it going to take you? You might have heard of this one before. It's the Director of Football Challenge, and for control freaks, it's a nightmare. So basically, whatever club you join at, whatever level, all these responsibilities, there's a lot, are going to be completely out of your hands. They're going to be nothing to do with you. So soon your screen's going to look like this. Your Director of Football is going to be in charge of absolutely everything. And the biggest part about this, and the biggest factor, is the signings. He's going to negotiate player signings. He's going to handle incoming offers, so he's going to sell players. He's going to chuck players out on loan that you might have had an idea to play in the first team. Oh. What that then means is you are solely in charge of tactics and picking the team, so you've got to get it right. If you are a bit lax on your tactics, this save's going to be a brute for you, but it might help you raise up your game as well. When you first go to the club, this is going to be your most important thing, and probably the only thing you can do in terms of signing is your Director of Football. At the minute, I've got Marco Otero. Would you trust that man? Now, appearance aside, you've got to go and have a look at his attributes and what he's going to be good for. Basically, he's going to be doing a hell of a lot of recruitment for you. So he's judging of player ability, player potential, negotiating. He's going to be huge. Don't forget as well that judging staff ability, he's in charge of that as well. As the seasons go on, your transfers in and your transfers out are going to look a little bit like this. And bear in mind, you're going to have absolutely nothing to do with it. Good luck, dude. It's a completely new way to play the game. I don't think I'm prepared to do it. I like transfers. I like it a lot. But if you're a big tactician and that's all you're bothered about, it's ideal, right? If you get the right man. My advice, try it. See how it goes. But make sure you get a decent Director of Football. And if you try it low down, you're going to get tested. Nah, man. Nah. This one is the toughest yet, I think. Toughest yet. Now, there's a few ways to do this, but my favourite is to start really low down. So here you can see the Vanarama National League. This is Chesterfield, and they've got a big old squad there. And make the most of your first squad, my guys. Make the most of it, because you will not be able to add to that squad by signing any players. In fact, the only players that you'll be able to sign are coming from your development centre. And when you've got something like this, you can see this is going to be a brutal, brutal save. The lower down you go, the harder it is. This is the under 18s for Chesterfield, and only one player is actually a real kind of player. The rest are all greyed out. This is going to be a nightmare.
A lot of nonsense there, wasn't it?
And that's why I'd recommend starting this type of save with quite a small team with low expectations, because if you go for a big team and they're going to wonder what the hell's going on in the club vision section, you might get sacked pretty fast. All your hopes and dreams are going to be pinned on your youth team, so getting a good head of youth development is going to be essential. Try and make it so his tactics and the way he likes to play, his tactical style, playing style, mentality, all that jazz, match your philosophy, and then work on getting a guy in who's got the attributes that you need. My. I'm scared about this already for anyone who tries to take this on. Now, I haven't tried this, maybe I haven't got the guts, but our good friend Lam has tried it in a few of his series. Get on over there and see how he did.
Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe.
Possibly the scariest one yet. This is no attributes. Moneyball style. Oh, this is tough. Moneyball is widely known from the Brad Pitt film about the Oakland days. Loads of sports teams using it. Really successfully used by Brentford in the Premier League. So normally when you're scouting players, you can see their big, beautiful attributes there. Sometimes they are masked, so you'll only see a range. However, the attributeless is just that. No attributes. Instead, you'll be building your team purely on statistics, using data such as key passes, tackles won. If you're looking for stamina and an engine, you're going to have a look at distance covered. It doesn't end. It just doesn't end. It's a tough one, but it's great for people who love to dive into stats. However, can you imagine how hard it is not seeing how good a player is at crossing, at dribbling, at long shots? Blimey. So when you take all the attributes off, it looks a little bit like this. Mamma mia. There's Domenico Berardi. And we have no idea how good he is. Wowzers. To do this, and it'll be the same in FM23, you just go up to FM, go down preferences, advanced down to custom skin colours, and in this A column here, turn them all to 0. And that's it. I promise at some point in the FM23 cycle, I will have a go at that, just not at the start because it scares me. The Legend Save. Now this is one I nearly did this year. It's dead simple, but enjoyable. And you know what? Most of the teams in the MLS are kind of doing it. So what is a Legend Save? So whatever club you are, doesn't matter who you are, you can only sign players over 30. That's why I mentioned the MLS. Lorenzo Insigne, 30 years old, finds himself in the MLS. It's probably the simplest of all the saves, but arguably the most enjoyable. You can only sign these players, but they are legends, so you need to be careful with them. And don't forget, there's a lot you can pick up no matter what level you start this at. It's probably ideal for teams low down the pyramid, like we mentioned Chesterfield before. You can pick up some proper veterans who can do a right job low down. What will be interesting is when you get to the top league, the Premier League or whatever league you are in Europe, how many of these old lads have you still got in the team? Are we saying we could potentially have a full squad of over 30-year-olds? I'd love to see it. A word of warning though, if your club vision has signing younger players, you're going to have to be really successful with them results to make your board forget about that bad boy. So there's 5 save types, a bit different from the norm that you might want to try. And remember, if you are still umming and ahhing on what club to start with, these videos here, we've got your back.